from the, Illinois and the Illinois House especially, I am not used to being in the minority, so this is really a lesson in humbleness, I guess. And it's only after the last election I think we're more in the minority than we've ever been, or for a long, long time. But one thing I have hope that with the new Republicans coming in, and they actually have some younger new members that maybe they're willing to step up to the plate, or there's enough women that will speak up like they did with the abortion bill. I mean, I still didn't vote for that bill, and I learned that whatever the title is, the bill is the opposite. I had to learn that when I came to Congress. I don't believe the title, but at least they spoke up, and maybe that'll help them gain momentum to speak up more, because I know that there are moderate Republicans there that don't agree with what's going on, because they've spoken to some of us about it. I've always been a busy person. If I take on a job, I'm doing it not only because I want to do it, but I want to do a really good job. But as they say, busy people get busier. So as I come into the 114th Congress, I'm the new chair of the Congressional Black Caucus Healthcare Brain Trust, or the healthcare policy that the Black Caucus does in conjunction with the Latino Caucus and the Asian Pacific Caucus will come through my office. And I'm the co-chair of the Democratic Budget Group, which has been meeting since 1983. And really, I just started going to that because I just want to learn as much as possible and just broaden my knowledge. And then they asked me this year would I take over as one of the co-chairs, so I said yes. And you guys know what's near and dear to my heart, so I'm the vice chair of the Gun Violence Prevention Task Force. That's something that I never give up a fight for. And in fact, the CDC Healthcare Brain Trust, that is one of, I'm looking at oral health, we're looking at obesity, but just as a foundation to so many ills, that if you're obese, a lot of other things happen to you, so we're looking at that, but also that gun violence is a public health crisis. So we will be working on those issues and more. And what I find that I always have to say, I am not against guns. If you have yours legally and you are accountable and responsible, I'm not against that. The NRA has tried to continuously put that out, and it's not true. As Laura said, I'm from New York. My uncles are New York City cops. My nephew's a cop in Chicago. My cousin is a New York City cop right now, from Queens. My grandfather was a hunter. My cousin's a hunter, so I'm not against guns. I just feel like we need more gun safety laws. That's just the bottom line, but that's how they try to portray it. Actually, the task force is headed by Mike Thompson, who's an NRA member, Democrat from California. I mean, guns are his hobby. He's from Naperville, so wine is too. He just had a little reception for us. And the task force is made up of NRA members and people that are not, like me, but we're fighting together. I did something called the Kelly Report, and there's so many things I found out myself. Like, I didn't realize 40% of the people who have guns have never gone through any background check. And we would not let 40% of the people that fly go through without any type of vetting, and so many other things. You can't drive a car, you can't get medicine from Walgreens or where you get your medicine from without having some kind of check or identity and that kind of thing. So we want to close some of those loopholes. And we know that legislation is just one part of it. We know it's parenting and mentoring and after-school programs and poverty and mental health. We know it's all of those things combined, but we are for sure that one of the things that has to pass is the background check bill. And closing loopholes. I also became the assistant deputy whip for our region, so I'll be whipping Bill's votes. We usually vote the same, so Bill's easy. And and then my two committees this year, I was on science and oversight and government reform. And with all due respect to all the scientists, I beg to get off of science because they don't believe in science. I mean, we still we're talking about whether there's global warming, and I just got so frustrated. My staff had to make me go to the committee so they wouldn't mark me absent, but so very frustrating. So Rosa DeLaura, I begged her, I said, I don't care if I only have one committee, I'll have no committee, but I'm not going back to science. So that was the joke in steering policy. Give her something else, she does not want science. So luckily they gave me foreign affairs, which I'm very interested in. Diversity is my passion, and collaboration and peace, and then the other part of it also is trade and economic development, which happens in foreign affairs. So I have one of my committees, they call TNT, Terrorism, Non-Proliferation, and Trade, and then the other is the Western Hemisphere, which is very interesting to me because of the whole issue around Cuba and the South American countries and the Caribbean countries. And then I'm on Oversight and Government Reform, which I was on that. And I really like the idea of the committee, where we look at the effectiveness and efficiencies of our agencies. But that is the most partisan. People will say, oh, there's other committees, but all we did was defend. And with Hillary and Benghazi, with the IRS. And then, of course, as Bill said, the way the healthcare rolled out, it was not fun in that committee because we really gave them a lot of grist for the bill. So we were defending that a lot. But hopefully, again, there are new people coming on, so it'll be a little better. I'm going to be the subcommittee ranking member for cybersecurity, and the person that is going to be the chairperson, he's actually, I said he'd be, my son's going to be 37, he's former CIA, and when I said, well, you're going to be ahead of me in this game of cybersecurity, he said, yeah, I know, I already vetted you. Okay, CIA. But, we look forward to working together. One thing, as I was telling someone, he was my chief of staff's college roommate. So he taught me a lot about, we want to be bipartisan, I really want to do things together, I don't want to try to trip you up, and let's see, what we can do. And that's so very important now, as we know, cybersecurity and some intellectual property and things like that, but we'll be overseeing the agencies that deal with that. So, as hard as it seems, or dark as the road seems, I am so happy to be there, and I look forward to working with my Democrat and Republican colleagues. And one thing, nothing against the men, but the women do have a group, a caucus that meets, and it's the senators and the House members, the Democrats and the Republicans. And we have co-chairs, and we really do try to do certain things together. Now, of course, there's things we don't talk about, like, anti-choice or pro-choice. There's certain issues we leave aside so we can work together. But we also, once a year, play a softball game, and it's the women against the media. And the money that we raise goes to young women who get breast cancer. On the other hand, the men, but the Democrats play the Republicans, but they raise a lot of money, and the money goes to Boys and Girls Clubs and some other things in Washington, D.C. And I think that people do get along better than people think in a lot of ways. You see a lot of people talking across the aisle. It's just the way we vote, and I also believe that the moderate the Republicans are afraid to really show how they really feel because of the Tea Party. And I often say, because I was in the Illinois House, I came from the iron fist of Mike Madigan, which I don't always think is the best, to the limperest Speaker Boehner, because he doesn't seem to have backbone and speak up. And the other thing I will say, no matter how you felt about President Bush, he still was respected, and this president is so disrespected. And I was so proud of him when he said, well, I'm not running again, and they clapped, which is so disrespectful. But yeah, they did, well, how do I know if I won twice already? That was so great that he said that. And I support what he's trying to do with immigration. They've had over 500 days, a bill longer than that now, to do something about it, and we've done nothing about it. They're just dragging their feet. And when you think of immigration, there are people there that usually don't agree on the chamber, and evangelicals, farmers, on and on and on, different businesses, everyday people. They want to see us do something about immigration. I hear it all the time in my area, and we're not moving on it. So I'm glad he made that step. And also I'm glad that he made a step for Cuba too. I've been there twice, and like you said, doing something the same for the last 50 years and nothing has changed, why we keep doing the same thing. And there's definitely things that we can share, and if you look at polling for the country, or polling Cubans, except for much older Cubans, they want things to be different also. And it's interesting because when I flew there, and even though I do it every week, I don't really like to fly, but when I flew there, I was shocked when I saw people with TVs and tires and all of this stuff that they were taking over to Cuba for their relatives, but also that causes economic disparity too, because only if you have wealthy relatives in Cuba that can bring you stuff, that's how you make it. But it's such a poor country. But I met 6 Americans over there that are in their medical school free. And they said they wanted to go there because they like the way they teach medicine. It takes long because they have to be immersed in Spanish. But and there's 2 from Illinois that are there. They both live in Bobby Ross's district, and they love it. So there's so many things going on already that it seems like people really don't know about, that we're working with them anyway. But I love my job. I'm honored to be here with you guys. You've been so supportive of me. And as we said, the delicate balance, that's, for women, and women speak, but we let men come too. But and the thing is, this year, don't hold me to this, but we are really trying for Shonda Rhimes, because she was raised in my district. So we're trying to see, and if not, we're looking at Nancy Pelosi can come, or Debbie Wasserman Schultz, who's come out for me before. So, we'll have someone good, don't worry. But thank you again, and thanks for inviting me. I really appreciate it.